pathfinder for radio.
Hello, everybody. What's up, people? My name is Timmy Dakulo, and you're listening to Elegbete TV Radio. Stay tuned.
Elegbete TV radio. Redefining broadcasting. Listen. You're listening to Elegbete TV and radio. You are listening to Elegbete TV radio. Elegbete TV radio. We dare to lead. This is radio like you never heard before. Elegbete TV radio. The pathfinder for radio. Elegbete TV radio. Redefining broadcasting. Listen. You're listening to Elegbete TV and radio. You are listening to Elegbete TV radio. Elegbete TV radio. We dare to lead. This is radio like you never heard before. Elegbete TV radio. The pathfinder for radio.
All right, good morning and welcome to the Spurs Buffet. It's the Friday edition on Elegbete TV Radio. Yes, we're having some good fun in the studio, but if you notice any adjustment, especially those of you on YouTube, it's because we took down the app we're using. And I've got some good news concerning our mobile application on iOS. We are just almost there. So probably before the day runs out, you can find our mobile application on your iOS device. So those of you who use iPhones, that your app is not there. Well, we'll come in. We've been given the approval to go ahead, so we're coming in. Yeah, I had to pay a little extra, push a few buttons, get some extra adjustment on the technical side of it, and we're there. Yeah, they say Rome was not built in a day, so we're building this thing brick by brick, mortar. We'll get in there. So that's progress report on that front. But let's talk football. AS Roma were 2 goals better than Real Sociedad. Just as Arsenal played a 2-2 draw away from home to Sporting Lisbon. But that's not my cup of tea this morning. Juventus won by a goal to nil. Angel Di Maria just doesn't know how to get it wrong anymore. Everywhere he goes, he does it very well. Just that Juventus are having a bad season, but that didn't change anything. Vargas finally scored a goal at Old Trafford, and what a joy he felt. Oh, the excitement. Then Real Betis lost that game again. Sevilla, the expert of execution when it comes to the UEFA Europa Cup, they did themselves plenty of good. Shakhtar Donetsk, that sold Mikhailo Modric and refused to sell to Arsenal. Well, they were held to a 1-1 draw at home. Plenty of money doesn't change anything anyway. Well, that's the story of the UEFA Europa Cup. But what about the Conference Cup? Yeah, West Ham may be doing terribly at home, but they traveled to Greece, AEK La Masia, and they won 2 goals to nothing. And for that, the job of David Moyes, Isoko man, is safe for the now. Not permanently safe, but safe for the now. I'm talking about people with saved or unsaved job. Let's not forget that yesterday, Rivers United defeated Motema Pembe of Zaire, or probably Democratic Republic of Congo, by 3 goals to 1 in their CAF Confederations Cup game. In case you are not aware of that, I just thought I should bring that up to you and let you know what's going on in that side of town. And as it is right now, Rivers United top their group after 4 games played. 3 wins and a loss means that they are on 9 points, got 7 goals, conceded 4. They do look like they are set for the next round. Yeah, there's still 2 more games to go. The worst case that can happen is they get stuck in 9th. Okay, but it does look like they are 1 point or probably 2 points away from getting into the knockout stage. So that's good progress from Rivers United. We appreciate the journey with them, and we're happy to see them make that much progress in the competition. They started out badly. Sometimes losing at the first game could just be the spring on your step that you need to make progress. Well, let's talk about European football. Tottenham Hotspur are in all shades of crisis, okay? There's 50 shades of gray, 100 shades of black, and seems like they need a blacklist in that side of town, side of North London, the white side of North London. They said if they build a new stadium, the club, all the problems of the club will be solved, everything will be fine. Well, it doesn't look like that. The grass is always greener on the other side, but until you start going there and you realize that it's the same soil that you have that they have, what you need is proper watering of your own soil, and your grass will be greener. But that has not happened with Tottenham Hotspur. They thought, okay, if we build a 61,000 capacity stadium, we'll just be better than Arsenal. Well, they got to the finals of the Champions League just like Arsenal did, and then they lost. Arsenal also got to the finals and lost. And so many things have happened since then. But one thing is clear. Tottenham Hotspur are in disarray, okay? Neymar would only be a squad player at Arsenal because of his woeful injury record, according to Darren Bent. I think that some people smoke some things that nobody can handle. Squad member in Arsenal. That's nothing. That have Martinelli playing on that Neymar position. The same Martinelli that will not see Jesse with Neymar in the same. You know, these English people, I said these English pundits, they smoke Igbo, where they mix with shit. Smoke Igbo is one thing, but when they mix that with shit, and Iru, put Iru inside, come put shit, dry shit inside, that type where fella give Shabaran, and the career end. That's the one that they're smoking in England. You can talk anyhow, and tell yourself, say Mbappe can come to Arsenal and not make it to the under 23 team. That's just the way it is. Well, there's a case in court, case. Former Barcelona star keeper, yes, Jasper Cillessen, the Dutchman, is accused of abandoning his family. So if you think that it's only happening in Africa, it happens for abroad too. And failure to pay child support. Ex-girlfriend claims they tried to silence me in lawsuit filed against him. You know how these baby mamas, now just get belay, they look for child support. And at the same time, I know they will come after me with this. Feminists are saying equality. What a man can do, a woman can do better. More than take off on a picking on herself. If you're not ready to settle that, man, another they go get belay, they call user collect monthly allowance like amnesty people. Because this thing that they do be like, yes, I'm talking to you people. I want verse, mona verse. Sure, I know if you lie or shit. But I want verse, mona verse. This thing don't they be like, say, nah, blackmailing too. I just get belay for I just born. If you just born, because they pay me salary every month, send a child support. That's so 50 cents. They give one money where they say pass the entire dream. She still go court, go ask for more. I cut the money down. I remember. So all these guys, all on I go use one side, talk feminism. All on I go on the other side, they get the look for money. Well, Manchester United add Messi man to the list of midfield targets ahead of the summer as Eric Ten Hag considers cheaper alternative to Jude Bellingham. Okay, they are giving up already. They know. I tell them I say Manchester United nothing by that player. Jude Bellingham has the plans to splash the bulk of his budget on Harry Kane or Victor Osimhen. See, if a day comes by between now and the summer and we don't mention Victor Osimhen's name on this show, it means that the show is incomplete. Real Madrid reject ever plans to refund fans for last year's chaotic Champions League final in Paris, branding it insufficient as the pledge to help supporters file their own legal claims. Okay, let's see how this one go. You don't say to say that in a calf, in Africa, that will happen now. People go talk full year, full ground, but I say happen for you both side, everybody just behave like say nothing they happen. Well, inside the fractured mess at Paris Saint-Germain, two of the famous front three could not leave, and those two is Mbappe. Paris Saint-Germain, they think say Mbappe go stay. So the two where they want me go now, Messi and Neymar. But unfortunately, Mbappe and I will first jump the ship. So this is me. I have my inside source who lives inside the house of Mbappe. Don't ask me who my source is. So I know I go that me because that's what I always do. If I would tell them I say I get source for everyone, they tell me when they want blow the trumpet, when I go see that me. And normal thing because I did close to now. You know, village people, familiar spirit, they're always that person. But I'm telling you, that's the man that will jump the ship first. Okay. Living Stars questioning the exit of the boss. I told her that Christopher Gatia, you know, got nothing. Lionel Messi is under fire and out of contract, and then the Qatari people, they are not tired of this business. This investment is not working. They want to jump ship, and Manchester United is there for them to buy. The Qatari people invest in Manchester United. Matter not finish. But Pogba asked by Juventus after yet another issue arises in his disastrous return from Manchester United, when the Frenchman dropped from the squad after he turned up late for a team meeting. Now, I don't another side, I don't have many superstars. Okay, but as a non for Juventus, so it is okay. Europa League roundup. Union Berlin held in 6-goal thriller. That match, they be like the Arsenal match, 3-3. Score me, I score you. Score me, I score you. Roma won against Real Sociedad, 2-0. And that this brings my first question of the day. Have the Spanish team lost it? So let's do the countdown. Sevilla won. Barcelona got knocked out of the Champions League, winning only 1 or 2 games. And then they came to Europa, couldn't win over 2 legs, they lost. And then, what's it called? Betis lost to Manchester United. Another Spanish, Real Sociedad lost to AS Roma. In previous competition, the Spaniards would overrun any opposition with their tiki-taka, quick movement, and all that. Have they lost it in Spain? Have they lost it in Spain? What is going wrong with Spanish football? Is it beyond just the Barcelona crisis and Real Madrid wanting to be part of the Super League? Have they lost it in Spain? What's really going on? Second question of the day. Where does Tottenham Hotspur go from here? Because as it stands, Harry Kane definitely does look like at the end of this season is going to move. And the options are many. There is Paris Saint-Germain, according to the story. There is Manchester United, absolutely for sure. There is also Chelsea and a possibility of even going to Barcelona. Yeah, there's all that talk. He's a proven goal scorer. He doesn't have any point to prove to anybody. Feed him and he will score. And you know, the good thing about him is he can score from inside the 18-yard box, can score from outside the 18-yard box, can score with his right leg, left leg, can score with his head. He can also help to create, set other people free. That's something that Mourinho added to his game. So he's a player that is available everywhere. I also hear that Juventus are thinking they should sign him on just the same way AC Milan are saying if they lose Rafael Leao, they might just bring Harry Kane to be part of their project. So it's not lost for choice. Then there is the Bayern Munich idea. There's the talk of Bayern Munich also wanting to have him in their squad. All of this means that Harry Kane can go anywhere. Antonio Conte is no longer settled. Antonio Conte came to the press conference the other day, and this is what he had to say. I think the people at the management, they can sack me. They cannot wait till the end of the season. The way the result is gone, it's not good. We lose to AC Milan. AC Milan is a very good team. You look at the record, AC Milan won more Champions League. We play only 1 finals, so you know that AC Milan is a big team and we are not a big team. But the fans of Tottenham Hotspur, they are deluded, they are confused. I mean, the other one now. They are confused. They think that because we are Spurs, we should beat AC Milan or even beat Real Madrid. And Levy thinks that we are Real Madrid because we wear white jersey. Maybe they would sack me at the end of the day. But if they sack me, would they go bring again? They go bring Mauricio Pochettino. So I bring this question to you. Where does Spurs go from here? I mean, I like to see them suffer. I get orgasm seeing Spurs suffer. But I still have a job to do. Where does Spurs go from here? Who's the next coach? Are they going to go back to their vomit? We always say that don't go back because the second coming always ends worse. Okay, so in my own look at this whole matter now, where do you think Spurs can go from here? Spurs have practically employed every type of coach in the job. Okay, the last Spurs have got coaches that have left Spurs and gone on to be successful somewhere else, that have left Spurs, and go to even teams that are smaller with lesser budget and done well. But Spurs, what's really wrong with Spurs? How can Spurs figure out their problem and go? And you know the funny thing, Spurs have had some great players in their fold, okay? And this is not today. From go back to the 90s where they had David Ginola, they have Jürgen Klinsmann, Sergio Robov, they had Terry Sheringham, they have Dimitar Berbatov. They've had everybody. So it's not like, oh, Spurs have not really had good teams. No, they have. Okay. Let me check for something. Spurs last 20 coaches. Okay. I'm just trying to get something out of this. So you see, Spurs have had Antonio Conte, Jose Mourinho, Mauricio Pochettino, Tim Sherwood, Andre Villas-Boas, Harry Redknapp, all these coaches, they've coached this team, okay? And Wande Ramos, remember Wande Ramos? 2007 guy that was there for one season. Martinho was there for 3 seasons, the Dutch guy. Yakin Santini, remember Yakin Santini, the French guy. David Pleat was there, Glenn Hoddle, George Graham, the former Arsenal manager, the disgraced former Arsenal manager, Christian Gross, Gary Francis, Steve Perryman, O.C. Adilis, okay? This was in the 90s, early 90s, okay? Doug Livermore, Peter Shreves, okay? All of these guys have coached this team. Terry Venables, David Pleat before, and then he came back again. Peter Shreves, this was when they were doing recycling. They sack you, they find a mistake, they come back to you again. All of these guys have coached Tottenham Hotspur. But in coaching them, they still haven't been able to, 1, win titles. That's 1. 2, get anything tangible in football. They are not dependable, okay? Dependable, God. These Spurs are not dependable at all, no matter what they do. Even when Jose Mourinho took them to the finals of the League Cup, and you expect that they will leave Mourinho, who is a specialist in winning finals, to just win the finals of them. And the demon of their village people make sure they sack Mourinho and brought one interim manager who, you know what happened after? Couldn't do anything. Then they brought Antonio Conte, whose press conference is more interesting and exciting than his league matches. Okay, so where do they go from here? Because the sack is coming. It's going to take some time, but the sack is coming. And when they sack him, suggest for Spurs who they need to employ after now. Now, there's also to talk about Liverpool. So let's talk about Liverpool a little bit. Is it Patrick might not like this? He might like it. I don't know. Okay, so they thought that Liverpool are back, that everything is okay. Players who are injured are back. Liverpool cannot run for the top 4, and then next season challenge for the title. They don't really need to sign more players. If you're a Liverpool fan, do you agree that Liverpool don't need to sign more players? It's just injured players that are held them back. Now all those players are back, and even the new ones like Darwin Núñez is scoring again. So they should just let it be like that. What do you say to that conversation? Yesterday we saw a side to Arsenal that is not good. A side to Arsenal that has been coming a little bit. Arsenal has been conceding too many goals lately. Who said, I see you, good morning, bro. The Arsenal have been conceding too many goals lately, and eventually that might just become the reason why they don't win the league this season. I'm saying this, but it does sound to me like that might just be the reason why Arsenal will not win the league this season, because there are some games, as a team who wants to win the league title, there are some games you just have to depend on winning 1-0. You cannot be conceding 2 goals like they did against Aston Villa, against Bournemouth, and come back and perform a last-minute miracle. It's not going to happen every time, because not every opposition would crumble and allow that to happen. So you've got to be able to hold yourself and say to yourself, hey, I have to keep it tight at the back. You know how they say attackers win you game, but defense and goalkeepers win you championship. And if Arsenal doesn't win the league title, probably it might go back again to the defense. The trusted pair of Magalhaes and Saliba are also conceding goals. But yesterday we saw Jacob Kiwior, we saw the team play, conceding 2 goals that avoidable anyway. But well, football is football. These things happen. What you think? What do you have to say about Arsenal? Manchester United showed us how to bounce back. Okay, after forcing 7-up down their throat, they came back and it was 4-1 in the Europa Cup against Real Betis, and so many more. And because today is Friday, as we always do, we can throw in any other talking point that you guys want to throw in. Having said that, the Qataris people have said, look, you can't force us. We're not going to pay 6 billion. If the deal is not right, we're not interested. This is how we went to what's it called, Paris Saint-Germain in France, and go and waste money. We're not going to go waste money in Manchester United. I think this is what I think. I might be wrong. I think that the Glazers have now seen that the team are on the upward ride. Anybody who buys this club right now is going to make profit. So the Glazers are really not interested in selling. But to keep the Manchester United ignorant fans at bay, they've come up with the idea that they want to sell and put an unrealistic price. Okay? Price tag on the club, 6.7 billion. They've cut it down to 6 billion, knowing that nobody will buy the club for 6 billion. Let's be very honest here. Manchester United is not. If Chelsea was sold for 4.7 billion, and because out of desperation, right? The real price of Man United is 4.5 or highest 5 billion. Anything that goes past that, or probably the same amount that they bought Chelsea for, 4.7 billion. Anything that goes above that, and you will argue that Manchester United have a bigger stadium. That stadium needs maintenance. It's going to cost anybody big money to fix it. Okay, so that stadium is like a liability right now, right? So all of those put together means that you've got to be very, very careful how you put a price tag on the on the project. But I think that Glazers don't want to sell, but they don't want to come out outright and say we don't want to sell, because that would create like an unrest. So what they've done is pretend like they want to sell, but they are not going to sell. I don't know what you think about it, but all of these are the talking points that we need to. And there's a message in my DM that I would also read in the course of the show. But right now, it's up to you guys. I wait for you guys to say something. What I would say is, give me a minute and I'll be back.
Listen. You're listening to Elegbete TV and Radio. You are listening to Elegbete TV Radio. Elegbete TV Radio. We dare to lead. This is radio like you never heard before. Elegbete TV Radio. The pathfinder for radio.
Yeah, welcome back, guys. I wasn't even up to a minute. I needed to ease my airwaves. Okay, so having a blocked nose and it was frustrating me. So right now, let's come to you guys and let's hear from you what you guys think. What's your favorite talking point from yesterday? And we'll also look at the fixtures for games going on this weekend. Everybody's been on my neck, and I've been just talking about matches. Even if you're not going to predict, well, I'm going to try prediction. I'm not going to do prediction because it takes a whole lot of research to predict accurately. The worst thing to do is to just predict for the sake of it, and then you watch people lose money. That hurts, when your prediction makes people lose money. It hurts. It breaks your heart. So you don't want that to happen. Remember the African Under-20 Championship playoff. The third place match is today. Nigeria plays against Tunisia later tonight in the afternoon. I think about 3 p.m. Nigerian time. In Spain, it's going to be Cadiz playing as host to Getafe. That's by 9 o'clock Nigerian time. And then in the Netherlands, it's going to be Go Ahead Eagles playing against Wild Week. That one is 8 p.m. Nigerian time. Spurs will host Inter Milan. Inter Milan wins that one. They cuts Napoli's lead from 15 to 12. Okay, but that would still be a healthy lead to hold on to. Napoli just have to go win their game over the weekend. And then FC Cologne will play against Bochum by 8:30 in Germany. And then you have Lille playing against Lyon. That's a battle of equals in the French Ligue 1. And that's all we have for today. And then tomorrow, this year is not going to be here tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday. Tomorrow you would have long list of game. Bournemouth can Bournemouth try to burn Liverpool and bring them down to L? I don't know, but it's going to be early kickoff, 1:30 p.m. Nigerian time. Bournemouth will be hosting Liverpool. Can Liverpool win and continue their run. Everton, who are down in the relegation battle, will be hosting Brentford for as long as Ivan Toney is still there, 10 in 10. I think that one is one guy that everybody should watch out for. Leeds United, who lost to Chelsea the last time out, to be playing against Brighton and Hove. Brighton is a very, very difficult customer. Leicester City will be hosting Chelsea. I think that should be easy for Chelsea to win. They are on the mend. Chelsea are on the mend right now. If you agree with me, say, yeah, they're on the mend, and this does look like a game that they can win. Tottenham Hotspur, on the other hand, are hosting Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest does not know how to score goals away from home. They don't know how to win match on the road. I'm saying that they're not going to get relegated, but this just might be the game where Tottenham Hotspur will show their proclivities and decide to, annihilate them. Crystal Palace have always been a difficult team for Manchester City. As an Arsenal fan, I pray Crystal Palace again, do what you know how to do best. Cut them to size, win them or draw against them, and we will be fine. Patrick Vieira, help your former team. 9 years you spent at Arsenal, and that's one of the best captain of the side. It would be nice if you can do us that favor. Arsenal travel a short trip in London on Sunday to Fulham. Hopefully they can get something there. Then the other fellow Europa League travelers, Manchester United host Southampton at Old Trafford, so they're not traveling anywhere. It's back-to-back home game for them. West Ham, who was in Greece and won 2-0 against AEK Lamasia, are hosting Aston Villa. That game is going to be very, very tight. It's going to be difficult. My smart money is on Aston Villa to win. Unai Emery might just say to Moyes, good evening. And that will be all she wrote. Newcastle United, who's not been finding it easy, who are now a stranger to the top 4 position, are hosting Wolves. I think that should be a game that they can win. But let's come back to games that are going down today. And let's come back to you guys talking whatever fixtures you want us to talk about, to look at, and to address. I might give you my best opinion on it or any other talking point. And then there's something from my DM that I need to talk about. Somebody talking about trolling and people not believing in them. Come on. You don't need people to believe in you to be successful. I don't think so. You just need to believe in yourself. Eventually, the people that will believe in you will come. That's the belief that I have anyway. But, my mantra will not be the same mantra for everybody. Jubilee says, here we go again. TGIF on Instagram. That's Jubilee on Instagram. Okay. Who's the next person? No. That's very far in between. The peculiar. I don't know why you're laughing. No. The peculiar. Why are you laughing? I don't know, but you can tell me why you're laughing. Baba J, I see you. Akbazaba, he say, teams have come to know how to deal with Spanish clubs. Tiki Taka, amigo Reverendo. Are you doing there? Baba J say, the injuries are just too much for Arsenal. Okay. Oh, Neymar's injury. Okay, maybe. Saviki said, VP Osimbajo applauded a young Blessing who flew him on Air Force plane yesterday. What a man can do, a woman can do it. Our training is not. No, you don't get being an air. If a pilot has nothing to do with gender, it has something to do with knowledge and the brain where they give us. Everybody now equal brain again. How you apply them? Okay, the peculiar said, no, sir. Spanish teams have not lost it. It's just a phase, just a passing phase. That's all I heard. That's what you're saying. Okay, and the league management are not helping. Instead, they focus on Baka instead of bring in new innovations. Okay, league managers, league management now. It's not a Nigerian league we talk about, I mean. Okay, the Pekila said 2. For Spurs, so they need to still stick with Conte. If they sack him, who will they bring? Ancelotti is no longer interested in club football. The only place he would do after Real Madrid is either retire or go coach a national team. He said Ancelotti or Zidane or Pep. No, Pep is not going to that kind of small club. Or Joachim Low or Seedorf. Okay, that's Seedorf you wanted to say. He said Seedorf. Okay, they should stick with Conte. Conte's press conference is annoying. If you are the owner of that club, you're not going to like Conte to be your staff. So the thing about coaching is sometimes you've got to know what to say, where to say them, and when to say them. It's very, very important. And as an old man in the job, okay, so Conte is not a today's meet. Conte is not a just around the corner kind of guy. Conte gives us this vibe of, I don't like the club. I don't want to be here. I regret being around. And in that kind of marriage, it's never going to work. It's never going to work. A coach should be excited with the project, even if things are not going well. And let me give you a very good example. Look at Eric Ten Hag. When Cristiano Ronaldo was doing all the rubbish. And Cristiano Ronaldo really brought the roof down. All the rubbish that he was doing. The man was focused on the job. He comes to the press conference, he smiles, he says things that doesn't complicate one, that does not give Ronaldo an opportunity to benefit from contract termination. And then he focuses on the job. And then the next game again, he tells you, Cristiano Ronaldo is the best player. I love him. We're very happy to have him here. The next minute, he's not playing him. Put him on the bench, sit down there, and I mean, be coach. You can be Ronaldo. You can be shouting, sue everyone, Instagram or social media. But when it comes to selection, I'm not going to play you, and I will dress you. You will come for the match. I will pick you on this match day squad, but you're not going to play. So we know who is boss and who is not. And that for me is how you manage a crisis situation. But to be going out to the press and be saying the things that Conte is saying, I don't think it is right. Okay, let's move to Arteta. Arteta had crisis when he took over Arsenal. First, he will have to deal with Ozil, and then Ozil, Aubameyang, there's Lacazette. There's a whole lot of shitty players in the Arsenal team. We all knew, if you're an Arsenal fan, you know that Arsenal squad was shitty. That squad deserved to be relegated. He started the re-engineering of the squad, all them Guendouzi, what's that short man from Uruguay? All those guys, Torreira, what is his name? All of them, they take them out. You know, he just put a sniper and was shooting them and taking them out one after the other and managing the situation. That's how you take care of things, okay? That's how you take care of things, gradually. And then you build your team. The same way Jurgen Klopp did when he came to Chelsea, to Liverpool. You know, took out 11 players in one swoop, but in a very, very diplomatic and nice way. And they went on to win it. But I think Conte is coaching a team that he's not happy with certain things, but the way he says it and the way he goes about it, and it seems like the Levy guy is not on the same train with him. So he could say, for instance, I don't want this person. I say, no, you can't say you don't want him. You must want him. And that's the kind of situation where coaches like Conte will not be able to do anything. So that's just the way I say. Babare said, bros, do you think Arsenal will still qualify? Obviously, they'll beat Sporting for home now. They'll beat Sporting Rich to reserve for home. And the full squad will come. Full squad, I will play that match. They'll beat Sporting. And that's why yesterday when people saying Arsenal will overrun Sporting. I was like, come on, this is Sporting we're talking about. This is a Portuguese team that can match anybody anywhere. Okay, on that day. But Sporting lost it by letting Arsenal get a draw in that game. Arsenal will beat them in the return leg for sure. Okay, Saviki says Spurs was biting more than they can chew by going for a bigger coach, thinking they can win trophy with the coaches. Okay, their level is average, so they should go for an average coach. Jesus Christ, you're saying that average people should not dream big. That's what you just saying now. That's what you just said. But it's not me, it's your word. Okay, the Pekila said, was laughing, sir, because of what you said concerning the source thing that people will not believe. Now, you know people, they don't believe that. I remember when I tweet Side Brazil, people say, send us picture. I say, sure. I will lie Side Brazil. Say, send us picture. I said the interview at Sevenga, they say, liar. Make I send picture of myself and Sevenga. I post the picture, they send a Photoshop. Oh, Lord have mercy. These Nigerian people, if anybody follow now, say, no, Photoshop, not lie. Sevenga go follow his snap picture. Who you be what Sevenga go stand with, they follow you the snap picture. Which kind want people be on this one? And I don't want to make I progress. And that the one who's as a Sevenga not to snap picture with me. I don't understand. Right? That was 2014. I'm sure now nobody will talk like that. I still remember Sha recently. I snapped picture with, we went for lunch with Infantino. Myself, and Siko, we had a lunch with Infantino discussing the World Cup and a whole lot of things. And the picture, Siko posted the World Cup. People said we Photoshop ourselves for FIFA president lunch. I still post the video, they say that mix. Hey, God of heaven. People can talk, Sha, but you cannot control what people will say, right? You just move on with your life. So on YouTube, the Lara just say, we're here. Yes, yeah, we're here again. He said, I love the Arsenal and Man United matches, okay? End to end, especially that of Arsenal. Yeah, beautiful game. But I think in the second half, Arsenal took their foot off. They were all over the place. They were just not really composed. They misplaced their passes too much turnover of the ball. I thought Sporting should have won on the strength of 90 minutes. On the strength of the first half, Arsenal should have won. But on the strength of 90 minutes, I think that Sporting should have won that game. But hey, it is football. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and then sometimes you draw. Okay. Chukudube Oko is saying, good morning, boss. Please update me on the membership details as I am interested. First off, let me know where your location is. Because one of the things that I've noticed with this membership thing is because I also try to do joint membership with other channels, right? Because when you're asking for something, you also have to give. So I had to do it, but I noticed that some of Nigeria bank cards, you have to go to the bank and let them enable you to be able to pay on Google. So that's like, you know, when you play game, I don't know if you guys play game and you buy tokens. Some of the cards that we have cannot buy tokens. My card can, okay, Sicko cards can, but not everybody can. So we're looking at that, and I noticed that some people, their card cannot access it. So you have to go to your bank and sort it out, and they should allow you. They'll tell you to write and give them permission to be able to use the card to buy tokens on Google, especially. And I think that's when they activate it. That's when you buy. So this, what does membership do? Membership is like what we call crowdfunding. Okay, so Google have now created membership to enable your supporters, okay, fund you. What a lot of people do is there is the back channeling. I don't like that back channeling, because what it does is you just take money from people like that, and sometimes they don't get acknowledged. So what YouTube have done with this is as soon as they elevate you to a point where they put a channel manager on you, they tell you to include thanks, super chats, and then membership. Membership entitles you, for instance, if you're a member, if you're paying that $5 every month or whatever, we even brought our own very low. You know, you're paying that every month. You can ask us to do special content for you, birthday shout out for someone, do a video, leverage on our relationship with some of the celebrities like Timida Kolo, Alibaba, get them to do a birthday shout out for somebody. We will do it. We will do that because you're a member, right? And then what that does is, if the volume actually makes it possible for us to earn extra money. Now, one of the things I love people don't know is whatever money you earn on YouTube, Google takes 30% of it, right? Yeah. Google, when I say Google are the owner of YouTube now. So they take 30% of it. So it's also taxable under US law. Whatever money you're earning is taxable under US law. So that's what happened. Like the other day, I was telling somebody that since I started doing YouTube, I've not collected a dime, right? I'm like, what do you mean? With all the stress you go through? I say, yes, I've not. It's just there. It's not like I'm not any money. I'm any money, but it's not reached the threshold that I want. Original threshold is $100. And I felt like if you're collecting $100 every time, it doesn't make sense. So I raised it up to $10,000. But what I really want to do is also raise it up to $25,000 before I can pay. Now, the reason for that is not, because I'm looking for big money, but I'm looking for something that when it is paid out, I'll be able to pay the guys that are working with me like bonus money. Okay, you take 1 million or 5 million or 2 million, whatever. And they will say, okay, for all this time that I've worked on this project, this is what I achieved. Instead of, every month, $100, you take it. How much with that? 70,000 or 75 or 40,000 or 50,000, and you want to share it, right? So I bet the burden of internet, rent, knowing fully whether I will get there. And the biggest way is the numbers. So for those of you who, for instance, are struggling with the membership, you can also do super chat. So super chat is like on this live stream that we're doing now. There's a dollar sign, there is a face, the emoji face, there's a dollar sign, and then there is a plus, right? You click on that and then you pay. That's like, take this to support you for what you're doing. That's just what it means. Whether it's super chat, whether it's the thanks, like when you watch our content and you also, I like what you're doing, I want to support you. You click on anywhere you see the dollar sign, you click it, or the one you see thanks, you click it. It's you saying you want to support us for what we are doing, and you are done with our channel. Okay, we're not we're not walking alone. You're walking with us. You're holding our hands to go through the valley of the shadow of death, so that we'll be able to come out of it without any fear. Guys, let me change the face a bit so that we can still be in operation. NEPA have done what they know how to do. This is why membership is important. You support us and then we'll grow. All right, I'm back. And somebody said, okay, why are you running off the studio? Yeah, my crew is doing an interview with Obi Kubana for a fashion project that we did with Mercedes-Benz and Ungolongolo. So the whole crew is there. I'm the only person in the studio. You get it now? All right, we're back again. And like I was saying, so that's the whole details of the membership. But if you ask me, as much as I like, oh, this contribution, that contribution, one of the things that I've not known how to do is forcing people to part with their money. Because when we're in Nigeria, we're in Africa, and people are quick to use whatever help they do for you to insult you. So I naturally believe that if the numbers grow, subscribers grow, it does me a lot more good than if I bank on people sending money. Okay, let me give you a very good example. Somebody, say last year or last 2 years, somebody sent me a message that they have financial issues with rent and all that I should help them. And it was a period where I was dealing with my own like crazy financial issue as well, health issues, financial issues. And I just simply politely replied that, sorry, I don't have, I would have loved to support because I know what it means to be in that position. And then he wrote me this long epistle and said, now would they subscribe to your channel, now would they give the money where you the shop, so now would they give you, and I just felt like, wow, this is how people talk, this is how people think, right? But that's not the truth, because I can't see where that conversation is coming from. So for a person who just subscribed to my channel to have that entitlement, that expectation, that way of thinking, how would somebody who pays me monthly subscription even think? But the people who pay money to pay to vote on Big Brother, send, they don't tell the Big Brother housemate that we're the ones that gave you money, we're the ones that make it possible for you to be where you are, right? But for people like us, we get that because we're like, oh, the roadside trader that you can price, but when you go to the supermarket, whatever price tag is on it, they scan it, you pay, which is not really good. So I'm always very careful. But I said to myself, generically, if I grow my numbers, whether people like it or not, if the views are high, we will get there. That's the way I see it, but it's a choice anyway. And then again, it's also part of the condition for growth. So you can't just get to where you are and you don't activate this thing. They will deactivate your account. They will bring you down. So you have to put in the tanks, the membership. That's growth. There's another level of growth that might happen that I don't even know yet, that it will just happen yet. And then you'll be required to do XYZ. Take, for instance, I now do React when there are big matches on the weekend. It's not because I really want to do it or get people's attention, but it's not part of the requirement of what I have to do on the channel. So you will see me do a video reacting to things like the Arsenal game, like the Liverpool Man United game, and any other big game that comes up on the weekend. Having said that, I hope I've explained very well to you, Chukudubin. The other one you say, I don't think Spanish teams are losing it yet. Might just be a blip. Kane should just move. I beg, no story. But where do you think you should go to? PSG, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, or Manchester United? Here's a particular say, I see as bros Ojon just they sell Osimhen for free to Mascom United on Sky Sports. Well, What do you expect? Is his kid brother? Osimhen is good. Manchester United is Odion's team. I don't know why you choose to hate them that much, but it's your business. You know that this hatred that you have for Manchester United now, Man United don't do you anything. No. You just wake up, you just believe, say, as a Liverpool fan, you should hate them. Don't hate greatness. No. As a Patrick, you say, we don't need to sign more players in the summer. Who talked that thing? That's what I hear. That's what some people are already saying. It's not like it's a common conversation as this team that can beat Man United 7-0. They don't need any addition. They're just good as they are. Well, Pereira won a Spurs says, good morning, Liverpool need a complete midfield overhaul. They have aging and tired legs in that midfield, and the pace of their game requires the players with more energy. Okay, as Patrick say on my own Friday question, why is experience so important in African politics when in just 6 years we have seen Emmanuel Macron, the UK Prime Minister, and a 16-year-old county mayor in the USA, to mention a few? Your view. Okay, so experience is important everywhere. That's why even if you want to work, people would rather, somebody would rather employ me and pay me more than employ Benedict and pay him more. You would rather listen to me than listen to Benedict. It's not just the African thing, it's all over. So first off, you have a 40-year-old now who wants to be governor of Lagos. This is how I'm going to say to you. If you think experience is not important, vote for a 40-year-old and then support him. And let's see, he just might be the architect of a new Lagos. You can never put a cap on anybody's ability to succeed. But I think it's the fear of the unknown that makes us embrace people who have experience, especially in politics. Because we always see there is always this hidden fear of Nigeria will divide. And if Nigeria divide, some people believe that they will suffer the most. There are some people in Nigeria who believe that, hey, if this country divide, now we go suffer past, so we'll not get anything. And even plus the things we'll get, it go easy for other people to come attack us because we'll not get protection. That kind of feeling, that kind of state of mind always makes us go to, okay, who do we need? Who do we need to put in power? Who can hold all the forces together? See, I like young people. I don't have a problem with young people. But you say the biggest problem with young people is we've also had young people in places of power and they didn't do well. Yahya Bello is a young man. Erufai was a young man before he now became this guy. So there are a lot of young people who's also been in power and they've not shown themselves good. So that's the reason. A revolution that you expect is to start seeing young people doing things, showing integrity, showing consistency, showing ability to be able to not pander to the side of the old. We keep shouting that we need young people, but then we run to the old people to seek their money, to seek their protection, to seek their leverage. You cannot be doing that and then you're not going to have a problem with it because it happens to turn against you on its own. It doesn't work like that. People say the election was rigged. And one of the questions I ask is, all the youth corpus that they use for the Beavers, for the INEC, I don't know young people. They're all young people. A lot of young people were involved. All the talks, I don't know young people. Young people are involved in all of this as well. The real tools that are being used are young people. So if young people want to have our own version of Emmanuel Macron or the UK Prime Minister or 16-year-old county mayor, then it's in our hand. When the elections will come, there's a young boy who is part of the Johnson's family who's contesting against Desmond Elliott. Vote him in. Okay, there's a whole lot of young people who wants to be local government chairman. When the time comes for election, vote them in as well. And then let's see how it goes. If you don't vote them, the experienced old ones will still get there by their own way. And if you also don't make yourself a tool to be used by them, nobody will get the toggery going. So it's something that we all have to do continuously. But then again, let me tell you one thing about Nigeria that we need to fix pretty fast. We're so focused on presidential election, we're pumped up, we have energy. The president have one office. I post a teaser in one WhatsApp group that I belong, WhatsApp group of elders. I'm practically the youngest person in that group. And I said to them, between a great president and 36 great governors, which would you prefer? And everybody said great president. And I said, no, I prefer 36 great president, because a great president of Nigeria and 36 great governors A great president of Nigeria would maybe probably impact maximum 10 states. 10. There will still be 26 states that would suffer, like suffer hard. But if you have 36 great governors, the president might just be focused on policies and some stuff. The 36 state governors will turn each state into an economic hub, a progress stream, and the whole thing will be good because your president will not go and fix street lights in any of the states. Your president will not fix all the local roads. Your president will not fix all the local schools. Your president will not fix all the local healthcare centers. Those are the job of the state governors. So why are we not so pumped? Why don't we have the same energy, the same push, the way you're hearing LUP 77, LUP 88? Why are we not having that same pump, that same energy when it comes to the state governor? Because that's really where the real thing is, right? The real politics is in grassroots. But hey, nobody's concerned. My question to you is, every Nigerian who is making noise right now, who did you vote to represent your constituency? And how do you connect with the person that is representing your constituency? You know that some people don't even know the person that is representing their senatorial district. The people who are telling you that Nigeria needs to be better don't know who is representing their senatorial district, but you want Nigeria to be good. Explain to me what kind of demon that you have so that we know how to cast and bind it and pray for you, for God to heal you. If you don't know who is representing your senatorial district, the other day I was asking my fellow Udu people from Udu, Warisa local government, Udu local government. I said, who they represent us for Senate? And they didn't know it was Omoagege. They didn't know it was Omoagege. And I said, you don't know, but you want to change the president. The person will go, now your street, where your house did, where your papa house did, the person will go impact him. The person will bring transformer come that community. You don't know him, but you want to control the guy who goes to China to go and borrow money. That'll be crazy. So those are some of the things that we need to fix first. If we fix that, and people don't want me talking politics. But me, I don't talk about politics. I talk about nation building. If we can fix that, then we go to state level, and then we can go now move on to federal level. But we just want two things now we get. The two biggest parties in Nigeria is religion and tribe. One, we want our tribe man to be in power, whether he's young or he's old. One. Two, we want a person from our religion. He's just a Christian. No wala. Like some idiots are always saying, oh, if another Muslim day, Nigeria will be Islamized. I remember in 2014, 2015, most people's battle against Buhari was that, he will Islamize Nigeria. That was why they said, let's put Osibajo there so that Osibajo can checkmate him. The corruption that has happened under this government, what as Islamization? And I asked my friend Murphy Jemba, who's always preaching that gospel, and I said, we got to Dubai, 100% Islamic country. People are running to Saudi Arabia, 100% Islamic country. Qatar just hosted the World Cup, 100% Islamic country. Bahrain, and all of these Islamic countries. Would you not rather live in those countries that live in Nigeria, that is seen as a pseudo-Christian country? And nobody's giving me answers. So sometimes we should, this whole thing, I don't want to talk about politics most time because it makes me almost want to insult people. And I try to hold myself back from it. So until we are ready, we will keep getting the country that we deserve. One man once told me that Edafe, this was in 2014, after I came back from World Cup. He said, Edafe, you always say that you don't have money to go stand on your own. Until you are ready, the money will not come. I found that out in 2017 because in 2014, I think I have over close to 10 million naira in the bank. I was too scared to start. In 2017, when I got fired and my car was taken from me, I had only 90,000 naira in the bank. I've built a company that I've expanded over 60 to 70 million. Where did the money come from? I was ready. Once you're ready, resources will come. The day we're ready for a country, the country that we're dreaming of, the country will show up. Right now, this country we have is the one that we have built. So let us live in it. Some people say age is demographic and not ideology. All right, baby grandma did it again. Saviki said, if all the governors and ministers are doing well, there will be less attention on the president. Obasanjo used this model where the likes of Soludo, Obi, Ngozi, Akuili took the shine from the OBJ himself. That's true. So that's the focus we should look at. If your state, the person cannot question the state governor, wants to question the president. I think about it, does it even make sense? Michael Elite, I said PSG always concentrated on signing star players for their attack. Aside Verratti, their midfield has always been weak. And I said that at the beginning of the season, and incapable of protecting their defense. Neymar always absent in this stage. Yeah. Per one of our sports says that Arsenal are conceding too many easy goals. I feel they should leave that Europa leg and focus on EPL. Also, they have been conceding too many set piece goals. What's actually happened? I don't know. It's just happening and it's bad. As Patrick say, I don't like early kickoff matches. Don't know how they will go. Okay, they should. If you play well, you will know how it will go. Pereira, one of Sports, says Sports should be content to be top 4 contenders forever. It is Hurricane IPT. Okay, Chukwudube says I am in the United Kingdom. I can use my card. Okay, that makes it very easy. You can try it now. Chukwudube, you can try it. Just click on the dollar sign, and then you'll see the payment. The payment instruction will follow, and then you make your payment just as it is. Gospel Awire says, "Amigo bros, Edafe, Brendo, the YouTuber. My card is activated for Google Payment because I use it to buy things for my games, but still can't pay for the membership. I don't message my bank, but no reply. What's the information they give to you? I need to know the information you have." Leo Ode, he said, "Buongiorno, boss. Buongiorno to you, my brother. For me, dealing as Arsenal, we need to be careful because considering cheap goals is something worrying. Oh, but I'm happy we got a draw. Good one for Manchester United." Yeah, Leo Ode says, went on to say, "I wish my brother Osimhen good luck this weekend and every Nigerian player playing this weekend." That's a very nice one. Ese Patrick said, "Entitlement sharp." Leo Ode, he said, "Boss, those kind of people know they give shishi. No mind that. I understand." Ese Patrick said, "Until we are ready, we will still be getting the country we deserve." What? Yami Dynamite say he lost the dressing room and at some point he seems not to know the players to execute his dream team and was just buying everyone available. Spurs are still shit, sha. And Arsenal fan would always say that about Spurs. But to be very honest, this is not me being rude or being wicked. Spurs is a shitty team. Yes, I know I'm an Arsenal fan, and when I say it, people say, because you're an Arsenal fan, that's how you say it. Spurs is a shitty team. They are confused team. They don't know what they're doing. When they are ready, we will know. Right now, Spurs is shit. If you want to describe shit, you just say Spurs. Spurs is the acronym for shit. They are a shitty team. Okay? I mean, I was saying, Uncle E, it still feels the state's political office holders need to be dragged more. Because I feel if there can be a Lagos kind of state in every geopolitical zone, Lagos won't be overcrowded as it is. Excellent. Now somebody's thinking what I'm thinking. Okay? I mean, that I want to say, ultimately, if people get the kind of leaders they deserve, maybe I am saying it wrong. No, you're not saying it wrongly, but I feel the followership wicked past the 1% of the 1%. That is the fact. See, Nigeria, now, and when I say this, because of the position that I occupy, people always like, when you say this thing, they will come back to bite you. And you know why they say that? They feel like, if you speak your mind now, people will not subscribe to your channel, people will not follow you. So when it comes to nation building, I will not use subscription to my channel to blackmail myself into not speaking the truth. We don't have bad leaders because the leaders are bad. We have bad leaders because the followers are great enablers. We are absolute great enablers. When we still have whole political ideologies that is tied around religion and tribe, we are enabling it. Because once, you see, what does a bad guy need? A drug dealer, what does a drug dealer need? Ready-made consumers who can hold themselves back. Why do you think that the biggest drug bust in Lagos was in Ikorodu? That's the area where you see another area that a drug bust will happen very soon is Agege. Because those are the people who can control themselves, right? And say, let me use sports betting as an example. Let me even leave drug. So I've told people that betting should be a leisure thing. It's not, betting is the means to which I will become a billionaire. You will die. You will die in poverty. Working hard is the means to which you will become a billionaire if you want to be a billionaire. Betting is just a side thing that comes and go. You win once and you lose many times. So you can't plan your life because it's not predictable, right? successful people can predict what will make them succeed. So they know that there's a formula to success. Anybody, there's a formula to success. Success is I put in 10 hours of work and I get 1 naira. I need to multiply that 10 hours of work to getting 1 naira by 10 to get 100 naira. I need to multiply by 100 to get 1,000 naira. Like that. That's predictable. Sports betting, it's not predictable. Gambling, rolling the dice, it's not predictable. You can't live your life to chance. But unfortunately, many of us live our life to chance. When I set out to do this radio and this online thing, I knew that the first 5, 6, 7 years will be hell. No, I said, I've done all my research. I checked everybody who's been successful, even in Sena climb, in the best climbs. And the best they've had is 5 to 6 years. First 7 years on this ocean is your own. And I remember everybody that I bring in, that I tell, load back, guy, I'm not paying, but I would try my best to raise money as much as possible for you guys. But I'm trying to build this thing. I will have 5 years to take it off the ground. Everybody who joined in knew that. Those who did not, who said no, we can't do. There are people who also came and said, no, I want something that will pay me now. Oh no, I've done this before for somebody else. I can't do with you again. I understand. I should be honest. Thank you very much for your time. And they come back to me and say, oh, if I see that you're making progress as you said it, I can come back later and join you. And it's very, very perfect because that's who I am. I don't want to lie to you and give you some false hope, right? But as you go, you see, there is a pattern to it. Anybody who's followed me know when we were just an empty room, when we didn't have this equipment. So there's progress. I cannot predict. I cannot write a book and tell people what you need to get an online radio, to get a YouTube channel, what it means to, what you can do to earn $1,000, what you can do to earn $10,000, because I know. But sports betting is not predictable. You can bet $1 million today on Liverpool to beat Man United 7-0 and you win. Next week, they now say they want to repeat that match, bet $1 million, you lose. So it's not predictable. It's some pattern to it. And that's what we do with politics. We gamble on things that we know will not work. And then we not go to church or we not come on social media and start praying and start shouting. We're not the Chris. We're never ready. Chooks_EA says, pretend you are the sporting director at Paris Saint-Germain. What would your advice be for Nasser Al-Khalifi? So first of all, as the sporting director, I'll hold a meeting. But before I answer that, let me read something from my big bros, Chris Iwa, an amazing personality. How you find time to be on my show, a superstar of your status, still amazes me. That's love, and this love is not today. This love I've been this since forever. He said, I remember very well, even getting estimate for studio. Yes, that's true. That's true. I remember calling you like, bros, these are the things I need. There's got to be pattern to success, right? One day I was speaking with AY, and AY said, at some point he knew this entertainment thing ain't gonna be very successful. I spent almost 11 years in Abraka. That's true. Delta State University, Abraka. They organized beauty pageant. So the politicians, all the politicians, what they want, how to organize, how to get them to come fund out. So when he decided to do a while, not be an accident, he already know a pattern. He know how to get agency to bring in money. He know how to enter the who is who. When I was sitting with Amaju, I was talking because we've come a long way. And Amaju said this to me. Amaju say, if everybody did surprise side if FIFA, say you're not supposed to surprise. I say, yes, I am not surprised. And it was not reminding me of what we were doing back in the day, Delta State FA Cup, going to Oceanic Bank, running around, going to garage to go get a photocopy machine, business center, coming to my business center in Cemetery Road to print document, to go and submit. That these things are now what is paying. That when Nigeria hosted the World Cup, Nigeria 99, he volunteered. And through that volunteering, he got to become a special attaché to the then FIFA president, Sepp Blatter. So now that he's here, it's not by accident. That's how life can be. You can predict life by certain things you do. I'm not waking up and I'm confused, like I don't know what I'm doing in this space. I've been here, paid my dues in Brill. I give 13 years. Of those 13 years, 8 years were free. I learned the job. I know. Okay? Now on this side, maybe I'm learning how to grow on YouTube. Eventually, it will just explode. One day, just, whoa, 1 million subscribers, 10 million subscribers. There's a pattern to it. You must know that one. That's the thing that is key. Ilyas Mustafa say, I just say Badu your program. Kudus, thank you very much. And so let me go back to Chooks as we round up on the show. Okay, if I am the sporting director of Paris Saint-Germain, right now where Paris Saint-Germain is, let's not lie, they need 5 years to build a team. This is what I'll tell him. I like, sir, we've gotten it all wrong from day one. From the beginning, we made a mistake. We thought we could buy Galacticos and win. Galacticos winning title was one thing that Madrid tried, and it worked once. It's not always going to happen. There are only two clubs that have bought superstars and won titles. AC Milan under Silvio Berlusconi from 1986 to 1990, and the Galacticos of Real Madrid. But there's an error in that judgment. When we always looked at it, we look at it with the wrong prism, with the wrong lenses. Real Madrid had Raul, had Ike Casillas, had Gutierrez, had some of the players, Soldado, had those players that came in from their academy, who have formed the fulcrum, the core of the team. What the Zidane, the Figo, the Beckham, and the rest brought to the team was just the missing link. But the whole shaft, the drive shaft of that team, the hustle, the whole drive shaft was created from their team. Paris Saint-Germain, on the other hand, does not have a drive shaft, does not have chassis, does not have the frame. They just went and bought the best engine ever. The best engine, put in the best tire, just assemble them on a drawing and put them there and say, oh, let's speak in tongues. Say Kebro Gadade, Sidana Brogodo. And then the team will go and win Champions League. Obviously, no. That's not going to happen. Look at the technical imbalance of the Paris Saint-Germain team. You have Neymar, you have Messi, you have Mbappe. Three players who don't track back, they don't run after the ball, they don't do anything. And so it means you're playing against a team who runs all 11 of their players, right? A Bayern Munich, for instance, who is a well-groomed German machine, well put together. Serge Gnabry, Musiala, all of these guys are hungry to put in their own name on the wall of the Bavarians, from people like Gradmola to Franz Beckenbauer, Gernot Roll, all of these guys. Klaus Ogontela, a club that have produced World Cup winners, Ballon d'Or winners, Champions League winners, Bundesliga winners, DFB Pokal winners. And then Paris Saint-Germain, they don't have any Champions League, like real traditional history, they don't have. So when you come in, I mean, Zlatan Ibrahimovic came in, all-time highest goal scorer. Cavani came in, all-time highest goal scorer. Mbappe is coming again, all-time highest goal scorer. You see how fast this is for them to do, right? So they were building stars who come into the club and just making them a move on. So I'll tell the president, listen, we have 5 years to dismantle this project. It's not all hope lost. Count our losses, go it slowly. Even if we don't win the French league, go it slowly. Build a backbone for this team, right? And build it with French players. There is something about having homegrown players play in a team, and they are the ones leading the team. Look at the success of Roman Abramovich Chelsea. It was built on the back of some English boys, starting with John Terry, who came through the rank, Frank Lampard, who grew up in London, whose uncle's family member, Jamie Redknapp, his father was once a Western player as well. You remember that dirty picture that we also... So these are people who's got their skin in the game, as the Americans would say. And then you have Joe Cole, Ashley Cole, who was also an Arsenal player. All of these guys, coupled with the best of the foreign player, and Robert, Edogu Johnson, Didier Drogba, Mikel Essien, all these African players who also have something to prove. And then you saw how they came together. Not too many big stars, but people who became stars on the club, and see where they took the club to. And now they now set the standard that every other person wants to follow. So I think that they should build a team on the back of the team, on the back of their homegrown talent, mixed with a few African players. And I'm saying this thing with a little sense of responsibility, not 100% factual, but there's hardly a team that will be massively successful without a touch of some African players in their team. And Madrid fans will say that for shut up. That doesn't happen in Madrid. I agree with you. But a touch of some African players is also needed. Once they do that project for another 5 years, get a good coach that they would ride or die with, and then they start going, not paying exorbitant salary, all these 600,000 a week salary. Stop them. Put your players on a good salary that will not put the coach under unnecessary pressure. Because if the coach of Paris Saint-Germain hold the list of his players and see their salaries, he not even know what he go tell them. Like, what do I tell Mbappe? Mbappe's 1 month salary is more than my entire life's work. What do I tell him? What do I tell Messi? This Neymar, what I want to tell him? This is what I'm saying. If you want to go party, leave the match. He not able to see the game. He's won everything. So once they do that, I think they just might hit the jackpot. Again, like I said yesterday, football is like a cabal. It's like a cult. And when I say people don't understand, look at the World Cup. How many countries have won the World Cup? Outsiders hardly get in. People hardly get caught. We are all going to attend some rich man's party. We'll feel comfortable eating a few cupcake here, a few chicken there, a few this there. But when they go into their inner circle of sharing the whole countries, we're not there. That's the World Cup. Very few countries, 8 or 9, have won the World Cup. Look at the UEFA Champions League. Only 11 countries or so have won the World clubs have won the UEFA Champions League. Since 1990 up until now, there are only 2 or so new winners. Every other person who wins it are the same people that have been winning it before. Chelsea and I think Juventus are the only 2 new winners since 1990. So it's not something that, if you do your best, you will get there. Man City are doing their best. They've done everything well, won every game up on the finals, they lost. So it's a competition that is exclusive. The World Cup, the Copa America, the African Cup of Nations, and I think the UEFA Champions League. It's an exclusive club. Even the Premier League, bar Leicester City. Name one new team that have won the Premier League since forever. The La Liga, name one new team that have come on out of nowhere, just go and win it. Deportivo La Coruña some years ago with Giovanni Eba and maybe Atletico de Madrid, Valencia. Okay? It's the same people. So that's how titles are won. Titles are won by teams that are successful. So you don't just wake up and say because you spend 5 billion, you're going to win the Champions League. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. But it is what it is. If people agree, they agree. If they don't agree, that's their business. As we wrap up, let me take this one. Ilias, I think I've read that one. And I say, ultimately, a people get the kind of leaders they deserve. Maybe I am saying it wrongly, but I feel the followership, we get past the 1% of the 1%. That's where we draw the curtain on the show today. I've had fun, which is my primary goal, to do my work. First off, go there and have fun. Because my wife will say, what if you go and do 1 hour or 2 hour live show and nobody is sending a comment? I said, I have fun with myself. It's like standing in front of the mirror and doing a show. Okay? When I record and upload it, eventually people watch it. So that's the feeling I have. Now, this is the part where I bring my offering plate and come to beg you people. Please, whether your bank card is not letting you to join the membership and all that, that's not my biggest problem. It's not my biggest worry, right? My biggest worry in this project is to grow my subscribers. I know that everybody that is here have already subscribed. If you comment, it means you're subscribed because not only people that subscribe if you comment. But one of the things I need you to help me do, look at this project and say to yourself that you are part of it. This is your project. If it fails, you also miss a place where you can come and have fun for 1 hour, right? Take your friend's phone and just go to their YouTube and subscribe. Just get people to subscribe more. Let's grow the numbers and make progress along the line. I guarantee you that I'm working on a whole lot of projects. Pretty soon doing some work with Bendel Insurance, and then I'll move to Eyimba. I want to change Nigerian League media appearance 1 club at a time. I've been working in the wrong way for a while, wanting to change the whole league at once. I am not God. I'm not El Shaddai. It's not going to work. So I'm going to go it 1 club at a time and change that narrative. That's the next assignment I'm putting in front of me. Like, okay, this is the next assignment for you. After the whole election thing, I'm going to try to rejuvenate Bendel Insurance. And then when I'm done with Bendel Insurance, I will volunteer again for for Eyimba. These jobs I'm going to do are volunteering, so it's free. So those of you who want to send us money, send us money. You go cover our transportation, feeding, and hotel. Okay, we'll do with Bendel Insurance because it's not far from Lagos to Benin. It's not far. It's easy for me to go back. Once we're done with that, I can now go to Eyimba and then Aqua United and then see how it goes 1 club at a time. Well, it's been a nice show. My name is Idafi Matthew Eselgener, and Thank you very much for being here with me. Don't forget that games are coming up over the weekend. If you're going to bet, you can't hold yourself. Bet responsibly. Oh, don't put your children's school fees, your house rent, or your savings on any team. There is no such thing as guarantee. All football matches are rigged. I'm telling you, all football matches are rigged. The real thing we're paying money for is the excitement, and the organizers know how to juggle the excitement and get people, because football is all about the passion of the fans. Okay, that's where the investment lies. So be very, very careful. Don't say, I am very sure Liverpool win last week 7-0, they'll be Bournemouth. You'll be shocked. Bournemouth being a 1-0. Match go ahead. Your money don't go. All right. So have yourself a wonderful day and be the very best version of yourself. Elections have been postponed, so they say when the election comes, vote for the person that your conscience will make you feel good when they are there. And then you say, okay, even if they make mistake, I'm part of the mistake. Not the ones you know that they are devils already, you still keep them there. And then when they start doing bad, you start calling God. God will be laughing at you. You become a laughing stock in the eyes of God. You become God's comedy show. You don't want to be God's comedy show, right? All right, have yourself a wonderful day. Bye-bye, my people.
Hello, everybody. What's up, people? My name is Timmy Dakolo.